Hi DIYers, Sterling with LyNX here. Today we're going to show you how to program a Honeywell 5853 wireless glass break detector. This is a great detector to use in rooms with a lot of glass, while door and window contacts will protect from a door or a window opening, and motion detectors will protect any kind of entry as soon as the intruder walks in front of the motion. The glass break is a third and final way to protect your home against intrusion. And what it does is it actually has an audio microphone inside the device that listens for the exact frequency of broken glass. And this device typically mounts on the wall opposite a row of windows or up on the ceiling in a room with a lot of windows. And as long as the glass is in range of the sensor, the max range on this is 25 feet, any of the shattering windows or doors in the room would activate this device. This is considered perimeter protection because it detects the alarm at the point of entry, whereas motion detection is considered interior protection. They have to get into the home first before the motion is activated. So instead of contacting every window, which would only protect if the window is open, a 5853 is a great option for areas where someone would never be able to open the window from outside, and if they're going to break in, they're going to smash the window and climb through, or smash the window, undo the latch, and then open it. This glass break will get you that alarm at the point of broken glass, as opposed to waiting those critical extra seconds of them reaching in and undoing the latch, or climbing all the way through and then hitting your motion detector. So it's important when you're designing the security of your home that you're thinking about all the different ways that someone can break in, and that you're covering for all of the types of entry. Some people do doors and windows on every door and window, and they think they have full protection, but if that big bay window is smashed and they simply climb through without a device like a glass break, that kind of entry would not be detected if you're only using doors and windows. So keep that point in mind. To enroll this device, what we need to do is pop the cover. You can see on the bottom we have a hinge. On the top we have this little tab that we can insert our flathead screwdriver and pry it open, and it swings up, and here's our device. We have some LEDs, okay, we have our battery, and we have our audio microphone, and inside in here is our tamper switch, which we can hold down. Our cover has a little plastic post which holds down that tamper when it's closed. This comes installed with a CR123A 3-volt lithium battery, the same battery that the Motion 5800 PIR-RES uses, same battery that the 5816 wireless door and window sensor uses. And it's installed, but it has this little plastic pull to connect tab that we just slide out. And now we have good contact to the battery. You saw the LEDs light up. We know we have power to our device. On the cover, they give you the indication of the range that you would like to use, lowest to max. Max range, again, is 25 feet. And we have our two little dip switches in the top right corner here. They're very small. You need a little screwdriver to push them up or down. They come in the default, they come in this middle position, which is not on or off. And based on the selection of these two dip switches, you're telling the sensor how far away the glass will be from your device. We normally recommend max range, and then if you have false alarms on things that aren't glass break, you can take the sensitivity down a bit. To enroll this device, just like with any Honeywell wireless sensor, we have to go into Security, More, Tools, and type in our installer code of 4112. That will take us to our program screen, which we can then select Program to jump into System Programming, indicated at the top with this yellow bar. Now that we're in Programming, we go to Zones, and we scroll down to get to our next available zone, which is Zone 10, New. We click Edit, and now we're into our Zone Programming page. We have our serial number right here on a sticker, Alpha 0016456. That same number and serial number is on the back on this barcode sticker, and this is the number that we need to use to enroll the device to the panel. To enroll it, we click into the serial number box, and now we can activate the device 3 times, or we can type in the serial number. It can be hard to activate this because obviously it's looking for broken glass for an activation. Sometimes if you tap it, you can get it to activate, but more often than not, you heard there, I tapped it a few times, it kind of finally heard it. So you could try to just keep tapping, but even better than that is to just type in the serial number. Since the tapping seems to be working, I'll just keep doing it. Eventually it should give us, there we go, that's our 3rd activation. Now it's learned in the serial number, it gave us the proper loop number, and we know that the sensor did what we expected. So obviously the tapping can enroll it. It's not ideal. I mean, you know, putting in the serial number might be better, but it is a way to do it. Now that we have it selected, the next thing we want is device type. Honeywell has conveniently given us these selectable device types so that we can choose the exact type of sensor we're enrolling. In our purposes, we're going to do the glass break, as this is a glass break detector. And the last thing we want to do is tell the system where is this glass break, so that anyone in the property, whether it's the homeowner or the family that uses the system all the time, or you know, a cleaning person or someone that might be in there just for one time, if they ever set off the alarm, oops.
Factory, family room.
If they ever set off the device, they would be alerted to the specific area where the device was activated. You can see when I typed that, instead of typing in out family room, all I had to do was FAM. It took me to the word family. I used the down arrow to get family room as one word. It will say family room glass break when it's activated or faulted or in alarm mode. The response type is perimeter. With any glass break, we always recommend perimeter. Perimeter means it's active in the arm away and in the arm stay. Where a motion detector can't be on in the stay mode because you're walking throughout the house, a glass break is a great way to have that protection when you're in the house. Because it only activates on broken glass, it should not be activated in the stay mode. Of course, if you drop a glass and you shatter it in your kitchen, maybe it will go off, but you just answer the phone from the central station when they call to see if it was a false alarm. No harm, no foul. And again, that's why you can have this active in both away and stay. Alarm report is a toggle option, yes or no. That will tell the system, do you want to send this alarm to the central station, yes or no? In our case, we are monitored. We do want it set to yes. Chime. There's really no chime option with this because it's only activated on broken glass, so there's no reason to use a chime. And then supervision is the last question you answer, and because it's an intrusion protection device, we do want it to be supervised. The panel every 12 hours will look and say, are you there? If it sees it that it's there and the device talks back and says, I am here, the panel's happy, the supervision check was successful. If it looks for this serial number and this device doesn't say, yes, I'm here, the panel will throw up a supervision trouble on zone 10, and therefore you know that your device is either too far away from the panel, it's a range issue, you could use a repeater to bring it back in range, or you could relocate your system or your sensor so that the supervision is brought back into play. So we save it to lock in our settings. You can see our zone 10 family room glass break is now set up. And before we exit all the way to the home screen, we close it up so we don't have a tamper issue. All right, and now we can show that the device is working. While it will only activate the full alarm on the glass break detection, just as we faulted it earlier by tapping it, we can do that tap test to see that it's working. Not ready to arm, fault 10, family room glass, and after no more tapping, it goes back to ready to arm. So again, that's not really the best way to test the glass break. We really recommend that you use an FG701 glass break tester that actually plays the sound of broken glass, and then this device would actually activate. But just so you can know that you've enrolled it properly, just slightly tapping on it will indicate the fault, and then the fault goes away after the tapping stops. And we now know that our 5853 wireless glass break detector has been properly programmed to our LYNX Touch L5200 system. So we hope that has been helpful. We invite you to subscribe to our channel, and if you have any other questions about programming your 5853, please email us support@alarmgrid.com.